Hello and welcome back to the Professional Game Player. I hope you're enjoying the channel so far, but please do like and subscribe because there's lots more videos coming. But today I'm actually going to show you a game that I actually play quite regularly. I mean, I haven't played it for a while, but this is a game where I actually have made a lot of money from in the past. The only reason why I haven't been on it that much recently is more because I've just been looking at other gaming apps. So I am kind of building this back up again, but I did have some tickets that I could use to transfer into bonus cash. So I had £10 worth of bonus cash, and as you can see, I've now gone up to £18.56 here. How you actually get that bonus cash is every game that you play, you get awarded these tickets. So as you can have a look here, it shows you all of these games that you can actually play. They all have a different value. There's a different entry cost for each one, but they all have a ticket value as well. But these tickets, they work in a slightly different way. So as you can see, you know, for example, if you're playing the the $5 one here, it says you get 250 tickets, but that can go up because as you have a look here, if we go into our tickets here, depending on how many tickets you have been awarded throughout, so there's depending on how many games you've played throughout the month, you can go up to different levels. So I'm at the diamond level at the moment, but I'm very close to getting to the black level. And when I get to the black level, instead of 250 tickets for each of those $5 games, I would actually get 300 tickets instead. So you can see that the tickets can mount up quite well that way. And going back into the ticket store here, you can actually use those tickets to exchange them for bonus cash that you can actually use to play games. Now, if you're new to this game, this is something that's on a platform called Skills. It is powered by Skills. Skills do have a lot of games that you can play. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give you a code that you can use, or a link that you can use, where you can actually get some free bonus cash by using that link if you're new to the Skills platform, because that will just give you a starting point, and instead of having to actually put money on yourself to play these games, you can have some free bonus cash so that you can start sort of playing and getting used to how these games work. But what I also do like about the Skills network is you can also play free games. You obviously don't get awarded any money for that, but it at least allows you to kind of practice the games and get used to what the games are about, because these are skills-based games. So you're only playing against one other player, and it's a matter of trying to get a higher score than them. Very similar to how I kind of showed you with an earlier video that I did with Moneyball. It works in the same way. You're playing against one player, you have to get the higher score, and that's how you actually kind of get the money here. But in the past, I've actually withdrawn a lot of money out of this. I have made a lot of money out of this, and because you're only playing against one player, I do find there are some other apps similar to this out there. However, what I find is the chances of actually winning aren't as high, and the reason for that is because you're playing against multiple people at the same time, and you have to get the highest score of all of them rather than just one person. It's obviously making your odds a lot better if you're only playing against one person. But I would recommend, so if we scroll all the way down here, these are your free games. So you do get these, it's kind of their own currency, their kind of Z currency. So you can use that, you get those for free, and you can use that to play these free games, which, helps you to kind of practice and just make sure that you're, kind of really, kind of really playing the games well, really managing to get high scores, and really managing to kind of learn how the best ways to play the game is, so that you can actually beat people regularly. So when you do first start playing this, I would recommend that you do some practice games, practice quite a lot, really really improve your skills and understand how the game actually works. But I'm going to show you a game today. So there's a few kind of things that you can do. Before I do show you a game, I'm just going to show you the leagues, and this is another way where you can actually earn a lot of money. So not only do you make money from playing the games, so if we have a look at this $5 winning one here, so you're only paying $3 to enter it, but you're winning $5 if you win. And as you can see, when we go into my history, you know, I've got quite a number of wins there. So let's have a look in a little bit more detail. So, you know, I did get quite a lot of tickets. Sorry, I said 250 and 300 tickets. No, it actually times that by, you know, 5 or 6. So as you can see, I got 1.25 thousand tickets for playing that game. You get that if you play the game, whether you win or lose. So those tickets can really mount up very quickly, and that's the way that you manage to kind of keep playing. Even once you've withdrawn, you can use your tickets to then cash in and get bonus cash so that you can you know, kind of carry on playing. So, you know, obviously every time you win, you're getting $2 on this game, but there are obviously much higher value ones as well. So you can go all the way up to winning $200 for each game, and that has an entry fee of $120. So you're effectively making $80 for every time you win. I tend to start with the lower games, and what I do is I will carry on playing until I win 4 in a row. If I win 4 in a row, I then go to the next level where I go to the $10 ones, try and get 4 in a row there, and then obviously go to 20. And that way you're covering any potential losses. You know, when you lose, just start back at the beginning again. And by doing that, you know, I have literally started before from playing $5 games, and I've gone all the way up to the $100 ones, you know, and managed to obviously make quite a lot of money doing that. But what's also good about this is you also have these leagues. So for every game that you play, and I'm going to go back and show you again. So every game that you play, as you can see, there's also these little stars that you get. So every single time you win, you get awarded these stars. So for playing these $5 ones, I got 1,500 stars for playing that. And that is all to do with the league. So the amount of stars that you actually get, it all gets total together. This is actually a long league by the looks of it. This one's for 9 days. Usually they're 3 days each, so I don't know why this one's much longer. It must be that they're planning on doing some sort of a promotion, or maybe they're making some changes to the leagues. I don't know, but usually they're only 3 days long. Oh, sorry, it ends in 9 hours. Sorry, it's 3 days long. This one's got another 9 hours, 14 minutes to go. So, yeah, then usually for 3 days. Now, I'm only in this veteran league at the moment, but as you can see, if I get up to this promotion zone, I'll automatically get promoted into the next league. Or if I get to getting, you know, 200,000 of those stars, I automatically get promoted. But it goes all the way up to this legend league. And, you know, as you can see, this is where you can really start earning some serious money. Every 3 days, $1,859 is the top prize there. Obviously, this person has been playing a lot. They're obviously playing the games that have the value of $200 to get 11.17 million stars there. But, you know, every 3 days, if you're managing to get up to the top of that league, and every 3 days you're winning $1,859, that actually starts to really add up, and you can make a full-time income from this. Now, I will say it will be great to get some extra players on this, because, you know, these totals have gone down, and the reason why they've gone down is because there aren't as many players on here anymore. I think it's more just, you know, people are busy doing other things, I don't know, but it would be really, really good to get to the point where this amount is high again. And I remember I was playing this game an awful lot throughout the COVID pandemic. And at that time, obviously, a lot of people, they were on lockdown, they didn't have a huge amount to do, they weren't allowed to go out anywhere, so they were playing games such as this. And at that point, there were times where I saw that top prize be sometimes as high as about $15,000, and that's every 3 days, getting $15,000. And at the time, occasionally what schools were also doing is every now and again they would do a longer tournament for a longer space of time, where that top prize was sometimes $30,000. And can you imagine winning $30,000 in a week, by playing this game? That would be amazing. But unfortunately, it has gone down just where there aren't as many players here anymore. And that's purely just because, people don't have that time anymore. We're back at, back into normal way of living again, where everyone's working every hour God sends. And so, don't have so much time for gaming. So it would be really, really great to see that, that total, get some more players on here and get that total up, higher again, and perhaps get it back up to the point where it's sort of every 3 days there's a possibility of being able to win sort of $10,000. And even if you're coming lower down, if there's more players, then again these amounts would be a lot higher. I remember quite a few times I was coming in, kind of around, sort of placing number sort of 20 or sort of 18, 19, 20, and I would regularly kind of place that high within the league, and I was getting, a good few $100s, if not more. I think, those amounts at that time were around, you were getting, around kind of $800 for coming in at that sort of a position. So, you can really see the potential. But even at these values, that's every 3 days that you can possibly make that money. So, every 3 days is it's still a good amount. It still kind of turns it into a livable income by getting that high. So it would be really good to get some more players on here and get that up a bit. But, it shows you, just how much money you can actually make from this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you a game at the moment. I'm only going to play a little $1 one, because obviously while I'm talking to you I probably won't be playing as well as I usually would. But as you can see, my history here, I've just done, quite a few of them in a row there that I've won. So I'm going to play this one. I'm going to turn, I think it might come on with sound, I'm not sure, but I'm going to turn the sound off just to be on the safe side anyway, because you won't hear me talking if there's sound playing over the top. So let's just get into the game.
3, 2, 1, go. G52.
So let's just turn those off. So you do usually have sound, and it does actually call the numbers out. So I will be at a disadvantage playing this particular one, because obviously I can't hear them calling the numbers. So let's see what we've got here. So we've got 52 to start off with. And you'll see that there's a bar down the bottom. Every time I get a number, it will fill that bar up, and you get some like boosters that you can use. And there are certain ways to use these boosters, which I will go into. But let's just focus on the game at the moment. You generally get 175 points for each number that you get. So I'm going to use a booster now. So this gives you a choice of 4 numbers to choose from, 3 numbers, rather than waiting for those numbers to be called. You only get 3. The bar only fills up 3 times, as you can see. Now this one is your score by 2, so it's a really good one to use. But you want one towards the end for when you actually press bingo. And I don't press bingo as we go along. We wait until the end to do that. Because you get a high score for doing that as well. There's a couple of other boosters that haven't come out yet. Hopefully we will see those. So 9. I try to fill up the corners and the cross in the middle first. I mean, you might have your own ways of playing. Doesn't look like it's going to give us the other boosters to show you what those are. But the other ones are, it's a star where you can cover a number, but obviously if that number then gets called, you've already covered it. And there's also a little timer that you can use. Right, we really want number 4 to be perfectly honest, but it doesn't look like it's going to come out, which is a pain. So this isn't, oh, there it is. There you go, there's the timer. So that gives you an additional 20 seconds. I'm going to press bingo because we've got the ×2 active at the moment. And again, it's only for 10 seconds. So, I mean, that's not a particularly good score, if I'm honest, but I have won, which is great. So I have done better, considering I was at a huge disadvantage in that game, in the fact that I've turned the sound down. I can't hear the numbers being called, and I'm talking through how the game works at the same time. That's pretty good going to be able to win. But it's really good to show you that you know, that's how easy it can be sometimes to win. It just depends on who you're matched up against. Now, how you are matched does tend to be based on, there is an algorithm that they use where it's based on how you have been playing. So if you're playing in a certain way, they'll match you with somebody who plays in a similar way, so that it actually gives you some good competition. You know, the downside of that obviously is sometimes you will lose. You know, if you're not on the ball and you know, kind of playing the game well, you know, you can easily lose because you are matched against somebody who has the, you know, a very similar skill level to you. You'll see here, this is a tournament, because it makes me look like I've lost something now, but this was actually a free tournament that I entered into. So every now and again, you will get some free entries into one of their big tournaments. So as you can see, this is where you could have won up to $275, but you know, you can get unlimited entries. You can pay to enter them as well. And it's great to you know, if you can get up there. I have won money on one of these before, but you have to be very, very good. As you can see, the person that won got 79,488 points on their game. I got, for some reason it's saying I only got 4,044. That's not right. Let's have a look at the other one. We've got another one. That must be quite an old tournament that I went into. I must have obviously missed pressing the bingo, because it's these two that I've been playing on today. So as you can see, this one I got 42,304 points, but the leader at the moment has got, I think it just said 44,695. So as you can see, you know, there are ways that you can make quite a lot of money from this. As I said, I am going to give you a code so that you can get some free bonus cash. I don't think it gives you very much, but it at least gives you enough to have a little bit of a taster and see if you can win, you know, win a game or two. And, you know, as I said, you know, definitely start by doing some practice tournaments. If you some practice games, if you're finding that you're winning the practice games, you know, quite regularly, that's when it's a good chance for you to, you know, a good time for you to kind of move forward and actually perhaps, you know, sort of put some cash on, and play some games yourself to get some winnings. Now I can deposit from $10, so but I think from memory, if they still do it this way, obviously it's been a long time since I started playing this game, but from memory, when I first started playing, I could put in smaller amounts. I could, you know, put in a few dollars to start off with, just to kind of test it out. So I would recommend, if you've got that option, maybe try that. But what I actually do, and I said that I would explain this, you know, as I went through the channel. So what I actually do, a load of those other games that I have shown you, where you can win a few dollars here and there, and where you can earn some money playing games and things like that, what I tend to do is I will wait until I've got a certain amount of money from playing those games, and then I'll put it in here, and I will start to play on skills for a while, and there's a number of skills games that you can actually play. But I'll play on skills for a while and allow that to kind of build up that way, because this is where you will start making the bigger money. But if you're getting that money from playing some games anyway, it's taking you some time, but it's not actually cost you anything as such. You're not taking money out of your actual earnings, or feeling as if you're kind of gambling or anything like that. The skills do kind of say that this isn't necessarily gambling. It's where you're only playing one other person. You're entering into tournaments, and it's skills based. It's you, kind of developing your skills so that you can, so that you can play well, so that you can play in tournaments. So it is, I love the Skills Network, and I would highly recommend anybody that does like gaming and does like making money from gaming, definitely give it a try. As I said, there are a number of games that you can play. All you have to do is go onto the Skills website, which I will put a link in the description. You go onto the Skills website and you'll see there's hundreds and hundreds of different games that you can play where you can actually earn some money from it. So, that code that I'm going to give you that gives you some bonus cash, that does actually allow you to play games, any of the games on the Skills Network, because these balances do carry over from one to the other. But the other thing that I will actually say is there is another way, and what you can actually do. In fact, I've won a trophy, which is good. As you can see, I have won by doing that $1 game, I did actually win a trophy. So I've got 9,000 tickets there, so that helps to build those up. But you can see here there's other trophies that you can actually win. And again, I haven't done this for a while, and it seems to have reset them recently, which makes me wonder if maybe they've changed them a little bit. But it always used to be that if you win 25 practice tournaments, you would get something like 10,000 tickets, which obviously you can then exchange for bonus cash. But also, we did have one that was 100, but I think that it's allowed me to keep that one, I think. But when you managed to win 100 practice games, you used to get $3 in bonus cash. So, it's definitely worth playing a number of the skills games, trying to playing on the practice tournaments and hitting these targets for to get these trophies. Because even if it's just bonus cash that they're giving you now, if you build up that bonus cash, it will give you some, you can exchange that for, even if it's tickets, should I say, even if it's tickets, you can build those tickets up so that you can cash them in for bonus cash and play the games without actually having to spend any money. So, there's a number of things that you can, that's really positive about this. It is a favourite of mine. It is something I have made a lot of money from before. Withdrawals are really easy. You just have to go into your account and there's the withdrawal screen, the withdrawal option there. You can withdraw any amount. However, there is a $1.50 charge if you're withdrawing under $10. So I'd always recommend get to that $10 point first and then withdraw. And I think it works slightly differently in different territories. For example, how they pay the money back to you in America, for example, I think is different to how they do it here in the UK. I'm not sure, because I have heard that they can send you out a physical check. I think they don't do that anymore, but you can be paid into your PayPal. But what they generally tend to do is, however you've deposited money, they will refund that back onto your payment cards. So, or back onto your PayPal if you've chosen PayPal as your your way to pay. If you don't have a payment method registered on here, then they will pay it into your PayPal account. That's how it works in the UK anyway. It might work differently elsewhere. But usually I think the longest I've ever had to wait for a withdrawal to come back to me is about 4 days. And I think the reason for that mainly was because the withdrawal that I submitted was over the weekend. I don't often see or haven't known them to make withdrawals over the weekend. Maybe it might just be that the staff don't work then, which is fair enough. We all want a couple of days off every now and again. But usually within about 2 days, maybe 3 at a push, is usually when I get my withdrawals back. When they actually go into my account. So it doesn't take too long to withdraw. Obviously, it's a little bit longer than some of the other apps that I've been showing you. But even so, you know that you're going to get that money within 3 days. So, and 3 or 4 days. And they've never once got it wrong they've never once made me wait longer. The money's always gone into my account. It has been in, sort of over the space of about 10 minutes, I get like loads of notifications from my banking app saying, you've received this from Skills and that from Skills, because they tend to, as I said, because what they're actually doing is rather than paying the full amount out in one go, they're actually refunding back onto my payment method. So they're going through all of my sort of previous transactions and refunding them. So it can take a little bit of time sometimes. So I might get a number of transactions come through. Say for example, I've withdrawn $100. I might get that come back to me as $10 refunds, if that makes sense. But you still get the full amount. It's just their process and the way that they do things. But it's definitely a really, really good game. I would really recommend it. As I said, I'll give you a link to the Skills website and a link and a code that you can use to get some free bonus cash. And I hope to play against you. I am now going back to this game, so I am hoping to be playing this quite a bit, sort of over the next few months. So hopefully I'll get to play against you. But anyway, I hope you liked that video. I hope you liked the Skills. It's called Blackout Bingo. I will give you some links for you to get your free bonus cash and to download the game. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.